It's currently 9:54 p.m. And over the past hour or so, I've been working on the dimples for this green Titleist golf ball polystring drawing project. I didn't get much time to work on it today because today was the day I did Greece Gauntlet. I've also been doing some work on my Skyrim Special Edition mod list, even though I've owned the game for at least 2 years on Steam and haven't actually played it yet, though I plan on doing so at some point. This is something Dad's mom made. Seems to be couscous with grilled steak and plenty of vegetables. Dad visited his parents today after work. His mom always makes delicious food. I recall getting up around 7:30, more like 7:20 in the morning in order to make final preparations for the Greece Gauntlet. Which included eating a whole large twist strawberry chocolate frosty from a previous Wendy's trip. I'm not sure if that was ultimately a good idea, but I did have a banana. Prior to the 5K obstacle course mud run. Though for much of it, when not on obstacle courses, but not on the obstacles, I maintained a speed walking / light jogging pace. I recall us getting there around 7:45 or so. Is where the Greece Gauntlet took place. Wasn't that far from Mom's place. We considered going to Wendy's on the way there. Our local Wendy's, as we had some time before eight in the morning, which was when registration was slated to start. But it turns out the Wendy's locations wouldn't open till 9:30 in the morning. And the run itself would start at 9 in the morning, and so we couldn't get anything from Wendy's on the way. And I believe that contributed to why I ultimately had that banana. I ended up joining the second heat. For the run, which I believe started around 9:10, 9:15 in the morning. Registration started in actuality around 8:15 in the morning. And the warm-up was roughly from 8:30 in the morning to about 8:45. It wasn't that difficult, just some simple exercises. With everyone in the grass while some motivational music played. As for the Greece Gauntlet itself, I made an effort to give it my all for all of the obstacles, except generally for any that involve climbing. Since were I to fall, I could potentially get injured from that. It actually took some courage to go over the rock wall at the very end to get back into the track field instead of trying to skip it somehow, and some older man helped me to ensure I wouldn't fall. The rock wall was essentially a sort of wall with these small wood planks as the rocks, and it was slanted, but completing it would require me to go over the chain link fence it was slanted against and intentionally fall onto an inflated mat, cushion. Well, luckily that older man helped ensure that I didn't fall while going over that chain link fence. Otherwise, I could have potentially fallen. And luckily, I didn't fall over any of the balance beams that were over mud pits. So I didn't really get muddy until I got to the mud pit obstacles. The first mud pit obstacle that required you to essentially crawl through mud in order to complete it. The hardest obstacles for me were the pipe crawl and the bear crawl, since both of those required pushing myself through some distance. Though the pipe crawl beats out the bear crawl, as while the bear crawl was essentially hands and knees over suspended wires / bungee cords, crawling over grass, and for some of it, due to pain on my knees, I crawled some of it on my back using my arms and legs, as in dragging my back. Whereas for the pipe crawl, I just had to keep pushing myself up, making a grunty noise each time, that one person compared to somebody taking a dump. Yeah, I was just working hard to get myself over the pipe crawl. 2 pipes back to back. I think, if I recall, they were sewer pipes placed to serve as an obstacle. Sewer entrance / exit pipes. Divided by a section of grass. It was hard somewhat on my knees, but I found it to be harder on my elbows. Still, it made my knees sore for the bear crawl. But I still did the majority of it the way it was intended. After I completed the gauntlet, I got one of the last 2 mini plastic bottles of water from the blue tent refreshments area for completing the race. Both right before I joined the second heat and right after I completed the race, I saw my former, I think, 10th grade English teacher, and actually had to be 12th grade. I recall that same year he was also one of the track coaches. I was on the track team during my senior year. And I saw him and recognized him. It was good to see someone from my high school days again. And I just happened to recognize by their face, which is something I don't recall doing usually. Usually it's the other way around. They recognize my face. I got these and also a banana that I ended up leaving at Mom's place when she took me over from her place to Dad's place around 3:34 p.m. from what I recall. I got these from that same post-race refreshment tent. Though I got them partially with the intention of giving these to my dad. I finished the Greece Gauntlet around 11 a.m. And after some photos were taken, both by my mom and by an older man who was serving as a photographer for the Greece Gauntlet, Mom drove me home. With some black plastic garbage bags covering the front passenger seat where I sat down shirtless and shoeless. I wore the t-shirt I got upon confirming my registration. Got it all muddy and turned it from white to brown pretty much. Mom's currently trying to wash it. Not sure if it'll be able to be made good as new again, but it should be fine. It'll just serve as further proof that I conquered the Greece Gauntlet. I had a good time and did something that was difficult compared to what I usually do. We stopped by Wendy's on the way back. Used a $2 off any premium combo. Got the usual chicken, pretzel, bacon pub combo with fries, and I swapped out the fountain drink for a vanilla frosty chino. I used another coupon, buy one, get one 6-piece chicken nuggets. Got them spicy. Got sweet and sour sauce. I figured that one would be easiest to have for dipping, though I don't recall finding that sauce within any of the bags we were given. When Mom brought me over to her place, to Dad's place, I brought over the chili I got during yesterday's late night trip to Wendy's, figuring I could either I could have it or Dad could have it later. And after completing the Greece Gauntlet, we happened to notice there was a Kona Ice truck. I'm pretty sure we noticed it prior to me joining the second heat, and then after I completed the Greece Gauntlet, Mom gave me money so I could get one of those discount refill cups. I initially thought about getting a patriotic cup since I already have a collectible cup, but they didn't have any patriotic cups, so I just got another collectible cup. Put on 3 flavors of syrup. First Island Rush, then Monster Mango, and then finally Lucky Lime. It was pretty enjoyable.